Hello, maurieo, Engineering Surveying, Session 2, Survey Computations and Coordinates. Hello, welcome to Session 2. Glad to have you back. Well, here we are at the Moodle interface and Engineering Surveying, or the dashboard as it's called, which brings us to Session 2. Let's go to the notes, the prepared notes, and just work through the program set out there. And here it is, coming up right now. Yep, okay. So we've done the title. Let's do the slideshow from the beginning. And, there we go. My contact details, should you wish to contact me anytime. If I can answer or if I can help, I will. If I can't, I won't. But I'll keep a record of it and try to get back to you. So, don't be too concerned. You won't be ignored. Okay, so here's our session plan. So obviously sign the class register, that's important, so that we can keep a track of who's who and who's where and who's what. Log into Moodle possibly. The first session, this first 2-hour session, is generally in the CAD room, so we have computers available and it's dry and warm. I'll give the intro to session 2, which is what I'm doing now, and then we can get on with weekly tasks and project work. Then we will have a break for lunch and go into our practical work, which takes place outside. And today we're going out to Zealandia Park. So again, sign the class register, sort of relates to the first one there. Fill out the health and safety documentation, as we do every time we're out in the field. We must have that present on us at all times. And then we're going to do a little bit of reconnaissance, have a look around. Now this will possibly involve getting the GPS out to locate some of the old marks which may be buried, and we're going to do a little bit of levelling, a bit of digital levelling, so something to look forward to there. Now, the successful completion, the learning outcomes. This is what we're hoping that you'll come away. This is the takeaways. So you should have a refreshed knowledge of coordinates and a refreshed knowledge of traverse closures and a basic understanding of the 12D traverse spreadsheet. So some of you will have experienced that last semester in the Land Surveying 1, but some of you who've done land surveying prior to that might not have quite so much exposure to 12D or retention of any knowledge that you might have learnt during that time. So this is a bit of a quick refresher and get us at least up and running. You should have a refreshed knowledge of GNSS, refreshed knowledge of levelling. So just, more familiarity with these things. And then some more familiarity with the Zealandia Park site out there. So we're going to have. So it's a bit of a bringing us all up to speed and sort of ready to move ahead. And you should have understand what to do before next week. So some things to do before you come to class next time. These should be things that you take away from this particular session. All right, now moving right along, is your diary up to date? To help you out with your diary, I have done a vlog of session 1, so just a little bit of a video explaining sort of, just giving a brief idea of what we did and what sort of things happened and that sort of thing, just to keep your memory fresh. So we did the 10 stake challenge, so that produced some field notes and what have you. One group was unable to complete their field exercise due to the weather, and so I've suggested that they use the information from the other field group, which will enable everybody to get a good set of results for the 10-stake challenge, which is the expectation that everybody will have their own set of their own little report or set of results for that. So we'll probably discuss that in depth a bit later on in the class, but and take questions on that. So is your diary up to date? Well, only you can answer that question. Worksheets, are you up to date with the worksheets? So worksheets are issued most weeks, and they come in a variety of shapes and sizes and types. So just remember that you must be keeping up to date with those, at least, you know, having plans to get them done, because one, well, they account for assessment, but two, the skills and things there, they all scaffold into the next thing and to build you up so that you have a understanding of what you're going to do next. All right, and the Zealandia project. Okay, so what's happening there? We're going to do a little review of last week's fieldwork, the 10-peg challenge, and I'll do that once we get into Moodle. We're possibly going to have to set up the GNSS to find all control marks, as some of them are a bit tricky to find. So, yeah, some of you will have familiarity with that, some won't. So just keep an eye on that. There'll be plenty of other opportunities to use the GPS, but you know, just to let you know. And then we're going to level all the control marks with the digital level. So we've got one digital level that reads a barcoded staff. So we'll probably have to just check that level's all good to go. And then we'll go around and see if we can level all the control marks, which shouldn't take too long. And we'll decide on some new mark placement. I'd like to put at least 2 new marks in the Zealandia Park, bearing in mind that the Zealandia Park is used for students doing traversing and that sort of thing. So based on your experiences in Land Surveying 1, possibly be a good idea to place some more traverse marks, just so that we've got stuff more readily available and we can be a bit more efficient in that sort of area. Okay, now before next week, key tasks is to review the session 3 material and resources, and we're going to be needing to prepare this project brief. So maybe putting together a bit of a draft or a bit of an outline or something like that as to, you know, what you're going to do. So this is the information that you're going to feed back to the client. Sort of the client's come to you and said, this is sort of what I want. So you're putting together a bit of a brief saying what you're going to do based on what they've told you and showing them how it meets their requirements and you know, what have you. So that's you know, part of the assignment here. There'll be some marks in the assessment for that. Alrighty, so what's new in Moodle? So that's probably what's going to drive things along mostly. So we'll just exit out of here and have a look in Moodle, and I'll use that to sort of get the detail. So first up, obviously, is session 1, and just to bring you up to speed, in session 1 we did some field work. So here's the vlog that I was telling you about, which is just a little video. Down here in the field work, this is the vlog here, vlog session 1, and it just tells you a little bit about what went on. Here's the health and safety documents for the whole party, for our thing out there. So you know, that just a record of that there if you need it. I think Shay was the manager, so we need someone else. Now there were 2 groups, so this is the field notes from the magenta group. So they were the group that managed to, that's their levelling field notes for the magenta group. I think they're the group that didn't get the total station work done. And here's the cyan group. I just gave them names on the day, and these are the bearings. Bearings and distances and differences in height to the 10 stakes. So there's a bit of work to do in there just to check that those tapes were on grade, or to check where they were and which ones perhaps we had to go back and have a look at if that's the case. So that information is there. That should be enough for everyone to complete their field, their 10-stake challenge there. And then I had some worksheets and the quiz. Don't forget the quiz. The quiz needs to be done. So I don't quite know. Let's see what we've got there. There's 11 attempts. So most of you, looks like most of you have had a bit of a go at it. So we can get some grades and stuff out of that. So we'll have a look at that in due course. All right. So then let's go to session 2. All right. And what's happening in session 2? This video will be here that I'm doing now. The session plan will go here, and the session notes that I've gone through will go here. Any fieldwork, results of fieldwork, and that will be posted here. So you work through the field notes and drop it through to me. And these are the resources, some mostly videos and notes that will help you in one way or another. And here are this is a comprehensive book on survey computations, so might be worth keeping a copy of that in your tool bag for the future, but it's there and available. And then down in here we've got the worksheets. Now these worksheets, you may well be familiar with these because they're the worksheets from Land Surveying 1. And this one, in fact, here is one from one of my videos. So, why are you doing it again? Well, you're not doing it again. What you're doing is you will be doing these using the 12D, using the 12D modelling software. So what you struggled in, with a calculator for maybe an hour or so, hopefully you can do in 5 to 10 minutes with the 12D once you come up to speed. Now, this sounds good, you might think, but well, yes and no. There's some good news and some bad news, because when we come to do the exams and testing and things like that, we do have to do an element of this, and 12D is not available in the tests and exams, so you will have to do it by hand. So don't lose sight of how to do these by hand and how to do the correction, but you've got 12D there alongside you so that you can check things out and see how it all works out and contrast and compare. So that's quite good. So there's that's a basic traverse. This one here is what we call it goes from one point to the other, a connecting traverse, whereas the other one was a loop traverse. So they've got a coordinate here and a coordinate up over here. So you're going from closing between coordinates. I called it a connecting traverse. I think there's another word for it. It's just escaping me at the moment, but I'm sure it'll come out in the wash at some time. This last one here is fully like a comprehensive one. So you've got to go around and you've got one coordinate, close the traverse, do radiations out for the boundaries, calculate the boundaries, from the boundaries radiate into the building, and then put the building in, and then calculate the pegging ties. So that's quite a comprehensive thing there, and that can all be done with 12D. Quite a nice little exercise in that regard. And so that would bring us to the end. Of course, next week or the week after, next week we'll be looking at session 3, computation. So what I've asked you, what I'll be asking you to do before next week is to obviously before you come to class week 3 is to just have a look through session 3, what some of the notes and things were there, do a little bit of a review of it. So that might involve maybe reading the notes or skimming through the notes, perhaps watching a couple of videos. What's the resection and the intersection might be worth a look. Some other notes and how to calculate 12D model with a resection with 12D model. So there's lots of little things in there, and then there's the weekly tasks in there. So 4. So just generally read through, and out of that you should be bringing some questions, which you will obviously bring to class, and ask the questions so that we can get them out. It's through questions that true learning occurs, as we discuss the problems and analyze them and that sort of thing. So that's really key. So let's just go back to session 2. I think I've captured everything that we need there. But as I say, questions. Please prepare questions, and really want lots of questions. It's if questions are being asked, it's a good sign that learning is occurring. So I think I'll wrap up that introduction to session 2 there, and call it a session. Cheers. See you.